The secret to living to 100. What if living to 100 was easier than you think? What if you didn't need fancy pills or hard diets? Japan's oldest doctor lived past 100 and was still helping patients at that age. He didn't take lots of pills. He didn't follow strict diets. He simply ate the same basic healthy foods every day. Before he died, he shared his secret. Today, I'll show you how to use his wisdom in your own life. In America, people live about 76 years on average. But in Okinawa, Japan, people often live to 84, and many reach 100, still walking, cooking, and even working in their gardens. They don't rely on expensive medicine or treatments. Their secret is in what they eat and how they live. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara lived to 105 and worked as a doctor until he was 100. His approach was simple: eat mindfully, stick to good habits, and find joy in small things. Today, we'll look at 5 key ideas he followed and how they can boost your energy, help your digestion, and sharpen your mind after age 60. Mistake number 1. Eating too much and forgetting Hara Hachi Bu. Let's start with something simple but powerful. How much we eat. In the West, we often try to feel completely full, finish everything on your plate, get your money's worth with big portions. But in Okinawa, where many people live past 100, they do something very different. They practice Hara Hachi Bu, which means eating until you're 80% full, then stopping. Why does this matter? Because eating a little less reduces stress on your body, lowers inflammation, puts less strain on your organs, and helps keep a healthy weight without strict dieting. Even the National Institute on Aging has found that eating slightly less helps people live longer and stay healthier. Dr. Hinohara followed this rule his whole life. He ate light meals, chewed slowly, and left the table slightly hungry rather than stuffed. He said this habit gave him energy and a clear mind even past 90. Take Helen's story. At 68, she always cleaned her plate because her parents taught her, "Don't waste food." Over time, she noticed poor digestion, feeling tired in the afternoons, bad sleep, and bloating. Then she learned about Hara Hachi Bu. She started pausing halfway through meals to ask herself, "Am I still hungry, or am I just eating from habit?" The change was amazing. Within weeks, she had more energy all day, slept better, had less stomach trouble, and actually enjoyed her meals more. You can try this tonight. Eat slower than usual, breathe between bites, put down your fork sometimes, and when you feel about 80% full, not stuffed, but not hungry anymore, just stop. Notice how different you feel an hour later. Mistake number 2. Not eating beans and plant proteins. Let's talk about protein. We need it for strong muscles, healing, and healthy aging. But here's a mistake many people make, especially in America: thinking protein only comes from meat. In Okinawa, where people live longest, most protein doesn't come from steak or chicken. It comes from plants, especially soybeans. Tofu, miso, natto, fermented soybeans, and edamame aren't just occasional foods. They eat them every day. These soy foods do more than just provide protein. They contain substances that fight inflammation and support heart health, plus fiber that feeds good gut bacteria. A big study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that eating soy regularly helps lower bad cholesterol, keeps bones stronger, and may help prevent memory problems as we age. Dr. Hinohara ate tofu almost every day of his adult life. He believed it kept his blood vessels healthy and his digestion working well, even in his 90s. Consider Frank's story. At 73, newly retired, he had always avoided soy foods. He'd heard rumors about hormones. But after watching a show about Japanese people who lived to 100, he decided to try something new. Twice a week, he replaced his meat dinner with a simple tofu stir-fry with veggies, garlic, and ginger. Just 3 weeks later, his blood pressure improved, his joint pain decreased, and he no longer needed afternoon naps. You don't need to become vegetarian, but balance helps. Try eating lentils, black beans, or tofu twice a week instead of meat, and see how you feel. Mistake number 3. Ignoring fermented foods. Now let's look at one of Japan's quiet health secrets. It's not a vitamin. It's not a pill. It's a tradition, served warm and full of life. Dr. Hinohara started almost every morning with a simple bowl of miso soup. For him, it wasn't just comfort food, it was daily medicine. Miso, natto, pickled vegetables, and fermented seaweed are staples in the Okinawan diet. They're packed with good bacteria that help your gut, enzymes that help digestion, and compounds that protect your brain, joints, and immune system. Many older adults in the West take probiotic pills, but real fermented foods work better. The combination of whole food plus live bacteria gives better results than pills alone. Take Claire's story. At 70, this retired librarian struggled with bloating, poor digestion, and feeling heavy after meals. She tried fiber supplements, digestive enzymes, and every probiotic on the shelf. Nothing worked. Then a friend gave her a jar of real miso paste. She started a simple morning habit, stirring a spoonful of miso into warm water. No big diet changes, no expensive supplements, just one small cup each morning. By the end of 2 weeks, the difference was clear. Her bloating was gone. Her energy stayed steady all day. Afternoons were no longer a struggle against tiredness. Her appetite balanced naturally, with fewer cravings. You can easily start this habit. Try stirring some real, unpasteurized miso into warm water, not hot enough to kill the good bacteria. Or add a few bites of naturally fermented vegetables to your lunch. Mistake number 4. Fearing all carbs and skipping sweet potatoes. In today's health world, carbs have become the enemy. You hear it everywhere. Cut carbs to lose weight. Older people should avoid starch. But not all carbs are the same. Some, like those eaten daily in Okinawa, may actually help you live longer. Japanese purple sweet potatoes make up over 60% of what Okinawan centenarians eat each day. These aren't occasional treats, but daily staples. They're full of powerful antioxidants, the same ones in blueberries, that protect blood vessels and fight aging, fiber that stabilizes blood sugar, potassium and vitamin C for heart and immune health. And they don't cause the sugar spikes and crashes that white bread or pasta do. Dr. Hinohara often chose sweet potatoes instead of white rice. He believed they gave steadier energy and better protected his health. Look at Paul's experience. At 69, he learned he was pre-diabetic, despite following common advice. He had been avoiding nearly all carbs, even the good ones. As a result, his energy crashed every afternoon, and his cravings for sweets were getting worse, not better. His dietitian suggested adding steamed purple sweet potatoes several times a week. The results surprised him completely. Within just 2 weeks, his energy stayed strong all day, his sweet cravings decreased, and his blood sugar was more stable than in months of avoiding all carbs. The lesson is clear. You don't need to fear all carbs, you just need to choose the right ones, focusing on those with lots of nutrients and fiber that provide steady energy without big blood sugar swings. The final lesson. It's not just about food, it's about your daily rhythm. Before we finish, there's something most people miss. A principle even more important than what foods you eat. The secret to living long isn't just what's on your plate. It's how you live your whole day, your routines around eating, moving, connecting with others, and having purpose. Dr. Hinohara didn't follow a strict, joyless diet. He followed a natural, happy rhythm, a simple, joyful pattern that shaped his 105 years of life. He walked outside every day no matter the weather, ate moderately, stayed curious by reading and learning, wrote books into his 90s, and smiled often throughout his days. Think about Marie's story. At 71, she had spent years obsessing over food labels, low-carb this, sugar-free that. But this worry left her anxious about food, always chasing the next diet rule. After reading about Okinawan lifestyles, she changed her approach completely. Instead of focusing only on food restrictions, she created simple daily habits, walking outside every morning when the light was gentle, slowing down her meals to at least 20 minutes, enjoying a peaceful cup of tea each afternoon, and growing a few herbs on her windowsill. This whole life approach, not just changing her diet, transformed her relationship with health. So here's the invitation. Don't just count protein grams, count peaceful mornings. Don't just cut sugar, increase laughter and connection. Don't just fix your diet, feed your spirit through purpose and helping others. If you're not sure where to start, start simple. Start joyful. Start by following the rhythm of the amazing doctor who lived to 105 and smiled the whole way there.